The Passion of Christ and His Mother. In the beginning, before man ever felt pain, before tears were known, there existed a harmony untouched by sorrow. Heaven itself reflected perfect obedience, until a will rose against God. The fall of the angels was not merely a distant event, it was the first rupture of love, the first no to God. And from that rebellion, something entered creation that had never been there before: darkness, separation, suffering. Then came man. Adam and Eve were not created for suffering. They were not created for death. They were not created for fear, shame, or loss. They were created for union, with God, with each other, within themselves. But sin entered quietly, deceptively. And in a single act of disobedience, humanity inherited what it was never meant to carry. What entered the world? Pain. Death. Fear. Separation from God. And something even deeper, the burden of sin. A burden so heavy that no human heart could fully bear it. A debt so great that no human effort could repay it. And yet, at that very moment of the fall, God spoke, not of abandonment, but of hope. A woman would come. Her seed would crush the serpent. From that moment, history was no longer wondering, it was waiting. Generations passed. Humanity struggled under the weight of what it had become. Sin was no longer an act, it became a condition. Man did not just sin, man became wounded, broken, incapable of restoring himself. And so God began to prepare the world. Through Abraham, through Moses, through the Passover lamb. Blood would mark the doors so that death would pass over. But even this was only a sign. Because the true lamb had not yet come. And when he came, he did not come to observe suffering. He came to enter it. He came quietly. Born not in glory, but in humility. And beside him was the one chosen from all eternity, the woman. Mary. Not simply to give him life, but to walk with him all the way to the cross. From the beginning, her yes was not only to motherhood, it was to sacrifice. She carried him in her womb. She would one day carry him in her sorrow. As the years passed, the world did not recognize him. He healed. He forgave. He restored. Yet the very ones he came to save would one day cry out for his death. And still he did not turn away. Because he knew. He knew what man had become. He knew the weight of sin. He knew the price of redemption. And he chose to pay it. The night of the Last Supper arrives. There is love in the room, but also tension. Something sacred is happening. Bread is broken. Wine is shared. But this is no ordinary meal. This is my body, given for you. This is my blood, poured out for you. He is not speaking symbolically. He is preparing them for what they cannot yet understand. Then the garden. The silence is heavy. The night is still. But within him, the storm unlike any other begins. This is not the fear of physical pain. This is something deeper. The weight of every sin ever committed. Every betrayal. Every act of hatred. Every hidden darkness of the human heart. All of it placed upon him. And for the first time, the one who had always known perfect union with the Father begins to feel the distance that sin creates. His soul trembles. Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass. But he sees us. He sees every soul. Every broken life. Every sin that would separate man from God forever. And he answers, "Not my will, but yours be done." At that moment, redemption is chosen. The arrest comes swiftly. Hands that healed are bound. The innocent is treated as guilty. The truth is condemned by lies. And still, he does not resist. Because love does not defend itself. It offers itself. Then begins the suffering that words struggle to contain. The scourging. Flesh is torn. Blood flows. The body weakens. But understand this, not one wound is meaningless. Each lash, each drop of blood, is a payment. A redemption. A love that says, this is what I endure so that you may live. The crown of thorns. Not only pain, but humiliation. The King of Heaven is mocked, struck, spat upon. And yet, he remains silent. Because he is not wearing the crown for himself. He is wearing it for us. For our pride. For our rebellion. For every time humanity chose self over God. And somewhere, a mother is watching. Mary. No one sees her suffering as they see his, but it is there. Deep. Piercing. Unrelenting. Every blow he receives echoes in her heart. She remembers the angel's words. She remembers his birth. She remembers holding him as a child. And now, she watches him suffer. Not as a helpless observer, but as one who consents. Her yes is still alive. She does not stop God's will. She unites herself to it. The road to Calvary. He carries the cross, the weight of wood, yes, but more than that, the weight of sin. He falls. Not once. Not because he is weak, but because the burden is immense. And then, their eyes meet. Jesus and Mary. No words are spoken. None are needed. In that moment, all suffering is shared. The son continues. The mother follows. At Calvary, everything reaches its climax. The nails. The lifting of the cross. The slow, agonizing surrender of breath. This is not just death. This is sacrifice. The Lamb of God taking away the sin of the world. Not symbolically. Not partially. Completely. Every sin. Every soul. Every generation. Including you. And beneath the cross, a Mary stands. She does not collapse. She does not turn away. She stands. Because this is not only his offering. It is hers too. She gives him to the Father. She gives him for us. She becomes, in that moment, not only the mother of Jesus, but the mother of all redeemed. It is finished. Not a cry of defeat. A declaration. The debt is paid. The separation is healed. The path is opened. The body is taken down. Placed into the arms of his mother. The same arm. The same arms that once held him in Bethlehem now hold him in death. But this is not the end. Because love like this cannot end in the grave. And in the depths of the unseen, the defeat is felt. Not by man, but by the one who once triumphed in deception. Satan. He who brought sin into the world now sees it undone, not by force, but by obedience. By Christ. And by a woman who said yes. And now, the silence speaks. What was man saved from? From eternal separation. From a burden too great to carry. From a destiny of loss. And what did it cost? Everything. The body of the son. The heart of the mother. And now, you stand before this mystery. Not as a distant observer. But as one for whom it was done. The question is no longer what happened. The question is, will you receive it? Will you understand it? Will you allow this love to change you? Because the passion is not only a story to be remembered. It is a love to be encountered. A sacrifice to be received. A call to be answered.